Hello and welcome to Wally Bois. Now in the previous video, I promised you that I would show you how to mix Cascamite, powdered resin, wood glue. Now if you're regular to this channel, you might be saying something, well, you showed us how to do that before. But bear with us. I haven't showed you this. No. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison between Cascamite powdered resin wood glue and Cascamite powdered resin wood glue. I kid you not. No, I haven't quite lost my mind just yet. Now this Cascamite powdered resin wood glue I bought during the pandemic, during lockdown. And what a mistake that was too. It's not the same Cascamite I have used for decades. No. We used to always use this stuff in boat building and what have you. Laminating, all sorts of stuff, because it's waterproof, you see. It's a resin glue. Brilliant stuff. It used to be. Now, bit by bit, it got worse and worse and worse. The batch before this wasn't as good as the batch before. And this batch here, I pretty much just use it for filling. Mix it with a bit of sawdust, mix it up and you can use it for filling. Or maybe a bit of joint work, where you got to fill big voids and stuff because your joint work's crap. You know what I'm talking about. Well, this particular Cascamite is by a company called Polyvine in the UK. Now, I don't know if it still exists. I haven't looked. And that's not what the video is about anyway. But another company is on the block. Another kid on the block, called Eureka. Yeah, Eureka. Yeah, apparently it's the name that sticks according to their strap line on this tub. But it's still Cascamite, still the same branding, very similar, if not the same colours and everything. But they say they've gone back to the original recipe. No, don't eat it. Don't do that. It's bad for you, you see. But it's good for stick and wood, and it's waterproof. Now, it's ideal as a construction glue as well, because obviously being waterproof, outside, brilliant. The thing I love about Cascamite is its compression. It's great for joint work. Absolutely brilliant for joint work. So, what we're going to do is we're going to mix the two glues side by side, and I'm going to see how well they mix. Now, I've mixed it this way for donkey's years. I've always done it this way. I put the powder in first, then the water. I dribble the water in, and then I slowly mix it until it's a bit like cottage cheese, and then I carry on mixing it. It kind of gets more liquid as the more you mix it. It's a bit odd, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. I've got a couple of bits of wood here for spatulas, for mixing sticks. I've got one here to put some Cascamite in here. I haven't opened this one yet. Now, this company's based in Bristol, I believe, and the guy who I've been speaking to is quite a nice chap, actually, James at Eureka, and I hope he is. Anyway, this is not a sponsored video. I'm just excited about the fact Cascamite might be back on the block. I'm just hoping it is, because I've always used it, and I was so sad when this flipping batch came along from Polyvine. It was a massive disappointment, and I contacted them. And the lady got back to me, says, it's because of the pandemic, we had to change the recipe because we couldn't get hold of this or couldn't get hold of that. Or whatever it might have been, whatever shit they did to it, they ruined it. And then I said, I couldn't trust it anymore. Now, a friend of mine who in France who makes lamps, all these like fancy oak lamps, all steam bent and what have you, steam bent lots of strips of wood, and he laminates them into funny old shapes and makes these expensive lights and lamps and stuff. And he had some at this bag. It all gave up. None of it worked. And he's been using Cascamite for years. For this batch, useless. So hopefully this one will be just the kiddie. I'm hoping. I really am. Now, if you're mixing this stuff, you should always wear a mask. It's a urea formaldehyde powder, basically, and other stuff in there as well. But, well, it used to be anyway. I imagine it still is. It looks, well, it's white. Now, the original one, when you mix it, is a bit more of a creamy colour. The original. Then that's white. I would prefer it if it was somehow more... Well, see what it's like. It might mix different to what... Doesn't look... Oh, it's definitely different. I don't know if you can see that the colour is definitely different. This one's definitely creamier colouring than that one. That one's really pure white, like flour. And that one's a bit more creamy. So we'll see what it's like. That one's a bit more wholemeal. And that one's a bit just like white flour. Yeah, overground. Also, this one looks a bit coarser. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so that's what I got out of that bag there. So we're going to put a similar amount in the here. That's about all I need. So we'll use it for this little project I'm doing here. I'm going to mount this frame, mic this frame up. That'll be in another video though. So anyway, make sure it's always sealed because it does go off. Just got my 2 little pots. Oh, my giddy arm. Drop my little spatula. The bins I ain't got a mask on, I'll do it a little bit further away. Now I like to use this thing here. It's got a squeezy bottle and the water comes out of there. It's quite good. It's very handy. So what I do is, I dribble a bit in. Not too much at a time, just a little bit. And then I'll give it a stir. And I'll start breaking down the powder. And it'll turn into like little lumps. A bit like when you're mixing ice and sugar. I don't often do that, but I have mixed ice and sugar before with the missus. And this is quite a small quantity, so it's not going to be that easy to mix anyway. It definitely feels different. That definitely is mixing better than that one will. I know this is going to be a nightmare. We'll also hopefully leave a little bit left over. Well, there will be a bit left over. And in another video, I'll show you how hard they are between the two. A bit more in this pot than the other one. I don't want to waste it. I've only got this little tiny pot they sent me. Let's say this isn't sponsored, so this is going to be my honest opinion. And when I get to do the next videos with the glue, regarding the strength tests and stuff like that, I will be very... This is a nightmare. This is just like moving powder about with water in it. It's just not the same. And it's... Oh, crikey, I just noticed something. They have really... I've got a lot of hope with this new Cascamite, this one here. Yeah, let's put it over here. Let's separate it. I don't want to contaminate it with this one. Now... Oh, my God, this is chalk and cheese. Literally. I'm mixing this one up here first. This one's like pure white. You don't want pure white when it dries, pure white glue, because you do need like edge-to-edge glue ups, like tabletops and stuff like that. You end up with this like fine white line wherever it's not quite squeezed all the glue out. You don't want that. It looks stupid. You can get over it though. I used to put a bit of dye in it. Mix it with a bit of water-based wood dye. They do one here in France. Basically, it's a nut dye, like a walnut dye, which is natural. The thing is, also, what I do is I don't use tap water. I use bottled water whenever I do glue ups, because I don't want anything with any additives in, you know, tap water and stuff. Or rainwater I'll use. You know, for the old Brita jug. So this one, okay, this is is mixing. It's kind of mixing. It's not great. It's not how it used to be. It used to be creamier. You know what I mean? Okay, I'll put a bit of water in this one. Oh my God, I might have actually gone a bit slow with that. This is rapid. Blimey. Right, this is not as I remember it. What I should have done is mix this one first, I think. It's doing it though. It's doing it. I might have to take some of the water out of there. I might put too much water in. Right, I might start that one again. Right, I'm going to start that again because I cocked that up. That is definitely different. It reminds me of the old stuff now. So I'm going to have to be a bit more rapid with it. That'll still be fine. It's still usable. But it's not mixed as I'd expect. So I'll put a little bit more in this. It's a bit easier to mix. I don't drop it first. Right. Bit of an experiment, this, isn't it? This just shows how different it is. That's gone more like how I expect. Oh, crikey, and now it's... This is more like it. Let's get rid of that water. You could add more powder at this stage. So that's definitely... Oh my God, that's loads better. That's the right colour. That's as it used to be. Like a creamy colour. Oh, excited I am! I'm so excited! Right, let's mix. I don't want to mix more than I need though. Right, I'm still mixing. What I've done here is I've actually take a bit of that out of there because I don't need all that much. Right, I'm just going to mix what I need. Right, I'm quite hopeful with this. Right, let's start again. So that one's fine. I'll just set it one side. But it's I should have. Now that one here. See, this is now just. It's just like the powder that I've just added water to. It doesn't feel like it's going to be glue. If that makes any sense. Because what happens is normally, is the more you mix it, it becomes more glossy, and this isn't. This is not how it used to be at all. Or like even from the previous batch to this one, because I use a lot of Cascamite powdered resin wood glue, you see. So this is just wrong. It's not right at all. This is just gone like paste, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be more like I say, glossy. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. They've replaced an ingredient in there, which is obviously a key ingredient, with something else, probably cheaper, I bet, or something like that. That's just wrong. That is actually mixed up. It's like a bit like ice and sugar. You mix ice and sugar up or something. Not even that good. Probably have more luck with ice and sugar. Now, the more you mix it normally, it becomes more and more glossy and more liquid. But it's not. That's just not right. That ain't right. Anyone who knows Cascamite will know that's not right. So I'll leave that there for the minute, and we'll get on to mixing this one. Now this one's ready. Fine in there now. It's a bit liquid, a bit too much water put in there. So what I want to do is, let's start again. I was too interested in that one, forgetting about this one. So I've added some fresh powder out of that pot from the new Cascamite, which looks like it's the right flipping colour for a start, so that's reassuring. I'll put a little bit of dribble water in there. I'll grab the same spatula. Add a little bit of water. Let's see if I get the same effect. Because what normally happens is you mix a little bit of water, and you end up with a bit of a paste, like a thick paste. This, remember, I'm doing it back to front, yeah, because that's how I mix it. That's how I like to do it. I have a lot less, even though I just had a bit of a disaster on over there because I put too much water in. Now you get this situation. Oh, here, this is it. Now it's got to that stage like that, right, where I can just mix it, keep mixing. Yeah, and it's more like that. So that's glossy. You see that's glossy, it's shiny. Now you could probably use it at that consistency, but I'll have a little bit more water in there. They say 2 parts. Water to 1 part glue, and now I'm just going to keep mixing it. This feels really. This is like the old stuff, the really old stuff, the proper stuff. I'll have to speak to James about this. I'll know whether or not it's the original recipe, because this is how I'd expect it to be. This is really good, because even the batch before this wasn't as good as this. This is right. So I'm probably going to use it. You could add a little bit more water into that if you wanted to. But if you're doing joint work, you see, you'd want it. Depends how tight your joint is. Yeah, you might want it a bit thicker. Yeah. What I'll do is part of my tests I'm going to do with these glues. Not this time, because I'm just putting this little picture frame together in a minute. But that'll be a different video. I'm going to do a series of tests with different joints, and then I'm going to cut through those joints. And we're going to see how much shrinkage there is in the glue. Now, this stuff I know shrinks like hell. PVA shrinks like hell. Tight bond shrinks like hell. Most of those PVA type glues they shrink like crazy. Now, for me, that's actually at the right consistency now, for me. So as long as it kind of slowly dribbles off, you know, you want it to hold itself a little bit, just like that, that's fine. Yeah, but the consistency even of PVA, that's maybe a little bit on the thick side at the moment. But for what I'm going to use it for, I think I'll be quite happy with that. It also depends on the wood that you're using as well. If you've got a harder timber, you might want a thinner glue. If you're using a more porous timber like pines and stuff like that, you could use a slightly thicker glue. But that to me, that's about right. It could be a little bit thinner. I'm quite happy with that. Now, let's put them side by side. I'm actually really excited about this. This literally looks like chalk. Let's try and mix it some more, see if it changes. It's not. I just feel like just stirring porridge. That's all it is doing. It's just like it's not doing anything by stirring it. See, the more you stir that, the more glossy it becomes, and the more liquid it becomes. It sounds strange without actually adding liquid, but that's basically this is what it's supposed to do. I'm really happy. The proof will be in the pudding though, in some actual glue tests. So let me just show you. This is the recent one. This one's probably about, what batch is this? Oh, What date on? I'll find a date now. It's stamped on it somewhere. It's 2020, so it might be 2.5 years old. But it shouldn't be, they don't go that quickly. But look at that. If you look at that, close up, that is just wrong. that's just, it's not right. It's not glossy. It's lumpy still. It's just wrong. It's like they've added flour to it or something. But bake a cake with it maybe. Don't do that. That might be a bit toxic. Don't forget when you mix the stuff, always wear a mask. As you see, I haven't got a mask on at the moment because I've got to talk. I do usually wear a mask. And this one, it feels like a glue. It does actually feel like a glue. It feels like something even at this stage. You know, it's got the constituency almost of Evo stick, or yeah, they do a contact adhesive as well. Actually, like contact adhesive. So that sort of constituency. That's lovely. I'm quite confident of that I am. Anyway, I did mess up the first bit because the picture was watering, but even that. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. For some people that would be right. Yeah, depends what you want. This one's a little bit thinner. She says it's a little bit thinner, but it's glossy. It's all dissolved. It's not lumpy. No, not lumpy. It's good. So there you go. Hopefully, touch wood. A little bit there. Cascamite is back in the game. And this one is by Eureka. It's a little company in Bristol in the UK. So hopefully, just hopefully, it will be as good as what I remember originally. Anyway, it's time for me to go, so I say to tell you know. And if you want to follow the channel, you can subscribe, but also there's a little bell icon. Yeah, a little bell icon down there somewhere. And then you'll get notification every time I upload another video. It could be about these glues, what have you. But obviously I'll be making projects as well, using these glues to give them a bit of a test. But equally, but also I will be making a series of videos on strength testing them. It might be my own little test, but we'll make a comparison with other glues and other stuff. So I'm quite hopeful. And maybe we'll do a immersion test as well. I'll stick some stuff together and I'll put it in water and we'll leave it in there for a while. No, it won't be a really long video. Don't worry, no. Anyway, it's time for me to go because this was going to be a really long video. And the camera's all the way over there, remote ain't working. What am I going to do? Can't afford another one. Ta-ta.